खबर अमेरिका चली गई, then that's just gonna be the end of my political career. The engagement is cancelled. We're all going back home.
Dad overreact कर रहा है.
इसको मेरे पैदा होने से प्रॉब्लम है क्या?
Hi there, I am Pratikshya Mishra and you are listening to Do I Like It? A Quint production where we review anything and everything under the sun. And in this episode, I'll tell you, do I like Maja Ma?
In life, things happen. And even if nothing's happening, that's still something happening, right? So on this show, we talk about things that happen. We get an esteemed panel of highly jobless people to answer the million-dollar question. Do I like it?
Maja Ma is Madhuri Dixit's latest OTT project, and when I saw the trailer and with the whole, माँ बेटी पत्नी के सिवाय भी मेरा वजूद है part, I was like, yep, Anupama has made it to the OTT world yet again. Because I'm pretty sure Anupama has said exactly those words. I am very, very sure that she has at some point. But the movie got me. Maja Ma really hoodwinked me into believing that it was something it was not. Not that it's not about like a woman's exploration of identity and everything, but I did not see that coming. When my best friend watched Maja Ma, like she reached that point where these revelations happen, and she texted me, the first thing she texted me was, hey, all your dreams are coming true. But before I go deeper into this, I need to tell you that you can check out all episodes of our series and all other podcasts by the Quint on our website and wherever else you get your podcast fix. Maja Ma is about Pallavi, played amazingly by Madhuri Dixit, who is married to Manohar, played by Gajraj Rao. Both of them have two kids. One is Tejas, played by Ritvik Bhaumik, and Tara, played by Shrishti Srivastava. The story actually begins when Pallavi is very evilly and kind of disgustingly outed to her society and her family, and now everything around her is essentially falling apart. So उसके बाद क्या होता है is that Pallavi now is not only dealing with the consequences of being outed, but she also has to come to terms with her identity, something that she hasn't properly done over the years. Whenever there is content made with like queer characters, I am a little scared because I'm just so used to seeing queer stories told so horribly that whenever I see a queer character, I'm like, yeah, gaya ye, khatam, finished. Which trope will they use to ruin this now? But Maja Ma surprised me. It is so nuanced and so sensitive in its telling of the story that I was very pleasantly surprised. Her two kids are having massively different reactions. Tejas is a mighty upset. He's like, oh, this has come out, meri sagai toot jayegi, there is no way my mom is gay, oh, she's perfect, she's a goddess, how could that happen? Through him, essentially, what we're exploring is how people see identity, like sexual identity, as a different entity to a person if that is anything but straight. वैसे Tara is not itna zyada better also because she is being so supportive but in all the wrong ways. उनका जो straight privilege है very clearly comes out in the fact that she sees everything in black and white. Tara is also telling her कि the decision to come out or not, when to do it, who to do it to, how to do it, is all on Pallavi, which is again a very nuanced and interesting thing to bring up in a film like this. So through Tara, we're seeing how performative activism works. Both Tara and Tejas forget a very crucial part of this entire situation is that it's about Pallavi and not them. Madhuri Dixit, though, does not let you forget this. That is actually a good segue into do I like the performances? Madhuri Dixit is amazing. You see Pallavi dealing with all the struggles in her life, and I don't see Madhuri on screen. I just see an actor who has taken on a role so brilliantly that they seem one. Whenever Madhuri Dixit is on screen as Pallavi, you will not register anybody else except Simone Singh as Kanchan. I remember Simone Singh from two major performances. One is Rukhsar from K3G and one is the character that she played in this TV show called Ek Hasina Thi. And in both roles, I really loved her as an actor. This one, Kanchan stole my heart. Kanchan walked onto the screen and I was like, you do whatever you want. It's like I support women's rights but I also support their wrongs. That's me with Kanchan, honestly. Both Madhuri and Simone's skill translates so brilliantly on the screen that there is amazing chemistry between the two of them. it's also so refreshing to see queer stories told without like revolving around teenagers. Like it's great to tell those stories also, but वो नहीं होती बात कि ऐसा बोलते हैं कि oh all this अभी trend चल रहा है and all of that stuff. To see women in their, I'm assuming, late 30s or more be so openly queer and have been queer for so long is just so refreshing to see. Like it made my heart very warm. It got me in a lot of scenes, and a lot of the sentimental scenes it did get me, but it's not perfect. Maja Ma, directed by Anand Tiwari and written by Sumit Bhateja, is not really mature enough for the message that it's trying to put across. Talking about the technical side of it, DOP Debojit Roy has built some frames so beautifully. There's this one scene where Pallavi is sitting in front of her mirror and Kanchan is sitting in front of hers, and it's shot in like a wide angle and the colors are beautiful, and that entire scene, I paused it. I had to like take it all in to truly understand the meaning behind that scene. And Debojit Roy uses all of these frames to tell his story, and they work very, very well. But I must bring up the fact that the film is very surprisingly sensitive. I say surprisingly because it's rare to see this in Indian cinema. Not even Indian cinema, I guess mainstream Bollywood. Indian cinema has been doing pretty good when it comes to queer content. I am so excited to watch Sheer Korma. Like, I have been waiting. I need to watch that film. What happens often in queer content is, and by queer content, I don't mean content created by queer people. I mean content that has queer stories. What happens is that they kind of leave things ambiguous. They're like, oh, this is a character who is queer, might be attracted to women. It's very rare for the terms gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender to be used properly, so front and center. And it's amazing that Maja Ma actually does that. It's also so important that the film talks about things like consent and the concept of love and all of this within and while discussing Pallavi's identity. I feel like those were some of the greatest scenes in the film. But at the same time, some of the dialogues and some of the scenes seem a little offensive. So now Barkha Singh plays Aisha, whose parents, Pam, played by Sheba Chadda, and Bob, played by Rajat Kapoor, they're all NRIs. All three of them are NRIs. We'll get to the accents later. But they're all so regressive that the man decides to give everyone lie detector tests. मतलब वो lie detector tests का Oprah है वो. He's like, you get a lie detector test. You get a lie detector test. But even in this annoying and slightly insensitive scene, the film is giving across a good message. It's talking about how cishet people view queer lives purely through the lens of sex, and that's not true. Also, like, don't ask me why a lie detector is in this. Just don't ask for Bob's motivations. Talking about the gimmicks. Why do these three people have such accents? See, Bob and Pam and Aisha all have that accent, that NRI accent. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so weird. Bob in this one place is like, oh yeah, exotic, and oh lord, I don't know how to react to that. I didn't know how to react to the word exotic. But we do have to appreciate Sheba Chadda though. She could be saying nothing, but her face just changes so slightly that you know what her character is feeling like. Also, I don't think there is anybody else in the industry who could carry out the joke Tinder, Hinger, Mixer, Grinder. Do I like the film? I was very scared of this just becoming another Dostana or something much worse. I remember I was watching Dream Girl back when it had released, and the entire film was going on. We were having fun. My friends and I were laughing. And in the end, for no rhyme or reason, this one woman who was so clearly queer-coded was told that, oh, you like women because some men were mean to you. And it was said, like, I'm telling you very nicely, the film, the dialogue is just atrocious. And I was afraid that was going to happen with Maja Ma as well. And I am so happy that instead of all of that, what they decided to do was just give us some queer joy. I think I read somewhere that, oh, it's unrealistic that both these people were happy. On like they got a happy ending. Happy ending? 3 minute के लिए गरबा किया उन्होंने. कहाँ है happy ending भाई? And even if the queer characters have a happy ending, let them be. We have films where people are flying across like the sky while holding another person, and this is unrealistic. So Maja Ma might not be the best film I've ever seen, but some of the scenes were just so surprisingly warm because the ending, dude. I don't want to spoil it, but it got me. I went through so many emotions. I was on a call with my friends and they all paused. They all stopped talking because they saw me going through it for that last scene. It might not be a brilliant film, but it's an important film, and it could it have been made better? Definitely. I'm sure there's a way to make this film better. It could have been more sensitive, more nuanced, but with everything that it has done well. I think in recent content we have also learned that it's possible to show homophobia and transphobia and any sort of queer phobia while also letting the queer characters have a happy life. There's One Day at a Time, there's Amazon Prime's A League of Their Own. So do I like Madhuri Dixit's Maja Ma? I really kind of do. I think I'm going to watch it again to just, enjoy it, because this podcast business makes my wheels turn in my brain all the time while I'm watching content, so I don't really get to enjoy things anymore, Not that I'm complaining. I love this. I'm just saying that I'd love to watch it again to just enjoy it for the film that it is and forward through some of the annoying scenes. That's the advantage of OTT. You can just forward things that annoy you. Anyway, thank you again for listening to us. We'll meet you soon again. Do I Like It is a Quint original podcast hosted by Pratikshya, executive produced by Shelly Walia and Ritu Kapoor, produced and edited by Anjali Palod, written by me, Pratikshya, again, with theme music from BMG Production.
You were listening to the Quint's podcast.